Hello friends, my name is Brad Beard, owner and winemaker for Mercury Wine, located in downtown Geyserville, California. And welcome to Pairings with Brad, where I cook up some good eats and pair them up with some of my wines. Today we have two recipes on tap. First one is going to be Danny's Smoky Beef Jerky, an absolutely fantastic recipe and a family favorite for the last couple of years. And we are also doing another classic family favorite, our frozen lemon pie. Absolutely delicious, no baking, just whipping up some fun ingredients, tossing it into the freezer, and a few hours later you have this absolutely fantastic dessert. But first we're going to be tasting a little of my 2014 Reserve Cabernet. That's what we're going to be pairing up with Danny's Jerky later. Pour a little bit there. 2014, 3 years in the barrel. Tasting fantastic right now. Smells and tastes like Cabernet.
Right.
And since this is Danny's recipe, he's agreed to do this recipe for you today. So I'm going to step aside, maybe do some filming, and let Danny get this recipe out for you.
All right.
Take it away.
All right, guys, so here we go. A few years back, Brad got really tired of me buying so much beef jerky, and I decided to get a dehydrator. Now I got this biggest one pretty much we could find because I knew I'd be making a lot of it. And what I did was I went in my cupboards and I just looked at what I had and started making recipes, making marinades and doing this and that. And I made some okay ones, some not okay ones, but I finally found one that everybody loves. It's easy, it's fantastic, and that's the one I'm going to be showing you today. So the first thing you want to do when making jerky is you want to start off with the right piece of meat. Okay, I prefer to use flank steak because it's a little leaner. Now you want a lean piece of meat. You don't want a big fatty piece of meat because then the fat will spoil sooner. So you want to have a lean piece of meat. And if you do get a fatty piece of meat, that's fine. Just keep it in the fridge. And then just take it out when you need it. So here we go. This is the flank steak that I cut up, and I had already cut some up ahead of time because it's a long process, and you know, it turns out well. So here we go. What you want to do is you want nice thin strips. So what I'm going to do here is I already pre-cut some, and I'm just going to cut it into strips, just like that. All right, take a few more, cut it, push it off to the side. There we go. And I like to actually cut mine a little thicker because we're gonna do 5 hours in this thing, and if you cut it too thin, it's hard to get perfect. So the thicker you cut it, then you can kind of adjust the time if it needs a little more. But if you cut it too thin, it can go over and be real hard. So here we go. So there's another one. And there, so that's our meat that we'll be marinating, and I will get everything ready to go. All right, so now we have the meat in the Ziploc bag, what we're gonna marinate it in. And I have this handy dandy little Ziploc holder that works fantastic as seen on TV. I had to buy one, but it's come in really handy, especially when you're cooking alone. So it holds the plastic bag there while I put the meat in. All right, so now we're gonna make our marinade. So what we're gonna start with is Worcestershire sauce, and we're gonna do 1 cup of Worcestershire. 1 cup, there we go. And then we're gonna do 3/4 cup soy sauce. Okay, 3/4 cup right there. All right, looking good. Okay, 1/4 cup of white vinegar. Okay. Go, vinegar in. All right, so smoke, very important, liquid smoke. And what we're gonna do is 3 teaspoons of liquid smoke. Now you could easily go under or over depending what you like your smoke content with, but I wouldn't go much over 3 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. And then what I do also is 3 tablespoons of steak sauce. Now you can use any steak sauce you want. I prefer A1 because it just has a good flavor that everyone's used to. You know, it makes us feel like the good old days and back home. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we got our steak sauce. All right, put that over there. Now, all the dry ingredients, it's easy. It's only 1.5 teaspoon of all the dry ingredients. Really easy to remember. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with some onion powder. All right, we're gonna do 1 teaspoon and 1/2 teaspoon. There we go. So we got our onion powder. Now we're gonna do our granulated garlic. Again, 1.5 teaspoons. So 1, 1/2, there we go. All right. Next is going to be chili flakes. Gotta have the chili flakes here. Okay, 1.5, there we go. Salt and pepper, of course. So we're gonna go 1 teaspoon and 1/2. And pepper, 1 teaspoon and 1/2. All right, here we go. All right, last we're gonna do a cayenne pepper. Now, if you like it more spicy, you can put more than 1.5 teaspoons. If you want it less, you can do 1/2 teaspoon. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the 1 and 1/2. All right, so, and of course, you know what, just for fun, put a little mercury wine in there. Bloop, just a bloop, just for fun. All right, nope, gotta have a little hydrate, always. Oh, that cab is so good. Oh, it pairs perfectly with this. It's gonna be fantastic. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients in. What we're gonna do, we're gonna give it a little whisk. Just whisk it up here. Boop, 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 boop. Get all those flavors melding together. Boop, 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 there. Set that over there. And that's the marinade. Really easy. You probably have most of this stuff in your house. So all you gotta do is get the meat, marinate it, get a dehydrator, and there you go. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pour it in the bag. All right, so we have it in the bag, and what we're gonna do is we're going to zip it up here and try to get all the air out. All right, so here we go. There, oh yeah, looking good. Seal it up nicely and then give it a good mixy. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of good marinated meat right there. It's gonna be a lot of jerky. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, so this was it was 1.5 flank steaks is what normally fits in here. If you have a smaller dehydrator, of course, use less, you know, it depends on what you got. All right, so what you wanna do is you wanna put this in the fridge and you wanna marinate it for no less than 24 hours and no longer than 48 hours. I mean, you wanna get it nice and marinated, but yeah, 1 to 2 day marinade. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna put this in the fridge overnight, and then we're gonna see you tomorrow, and then we're gonna put it in the dehydrator. Then it's going to take 5 hours in the dehydrator. I'm gonna take it out, and we're gonna have beautiful beef jerky to pair with our Cabernet the Messenger Mercury wine. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, everybody, day 2. My meat has been marinating for overnight, and now what we're going to do is we're going to get it out of the bag. We're going to pat it dry and then get it in the dehydrator. So what you do is I get a pan like this and I put some paper towels down at the bottom here. All right, and then we're going to just open the bag. Oh, it looks great, smells fantastic. So we're just going to get it in here. All right, just kind of try not to make a big mess. So we're gonna get it in here, nice, just like that, kind of separate them. Here we go. There, a couple more, just like that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is get more paper towels and we're just gonna pat them dry, just like this. because you want to get all that excess marinade out of there, because if you put it in the dehydrator while it's still wet, it's going to take forever, and 5 hours is long enough for this. So here we go, get a nice pat down, just like that, and that's what it is going to look like, just like that. And then now we're going to get it in the dehydrator. Okay, now that we have the jerky all lined up on the pans, you want nice separation from them. You don't want them to really touch. So we got all the trays in the dehydrator, and now all we gotta do, turn it on, put that on, and now I'm gonna set it for 4 hours, but it'll most likely take 5, but it's always good to check it. Just in case. And then if you have any smaller pieces, you can always take those out and get those so they don't get too dry and too hard. And that's it. All right, we will see you in about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, here we are, folks. It's been 5 hours since the jerky's been in the dehydrator, and we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Oh yes, look at that. Nice. See, here we go. So it's going to be a little soft when it first comes out, but it will harden up a little. And I got to try it, of course, right away. Oh, very good. Oh, nice smoky flavor. What I like is the vinegar is also really good on it. Good spice. It's a fantastic jerky, beef jerky recipe. So one thing I did want to tell you is, if you don't have a dehydrator, you can use the oven. If you have a convection oven that has a fan, turn it down to 150, throw it in the oven for a few hours, you know, and you don't have to have a dehydrator to do this. So yeah, now let's try it with the messenger. Oh.
Brad? All right, I guess here we go. We've got Danny's jerky. We'll give a little taste here. We've got the Messenger 2014.
Oh yeah. Oh, it pairs fantastic.
Yeah, still nice and warm right out of the oven.
Oh yeah.
Smoky, vinegary, salty.
Oh,
great combo. Hi, Fred.
Great.
Come here, handsome.
Oh, Freddie wants some, of course. It's his favorite. All right.
Oh, wow, that's actually really, really nice together.
Yeah.
That smokiness really kind of brings out the darker, more earthy tones of the cab.
Yep, definitely.
Bright cherries kind of get darker. Paired along with this, tastes pretty good.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys for joining me with the pairing for my beef jerky recipe.
The pairings with Brad.
Pairings with Brad featuring Danny.
That's it. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Right.